And welcome back again to Crypto Hulk channel, about as real as it gets there, buddy. We're gonna be going over Apple today, and I want you to see a trend because I think later some of these internet, let's call them crypto exchanges and these kinds of things, not just crypto exchanges, tech companies of different kinds. We're seeing Apple, you got Samsung, on and on. We're gonna see some pretty wild stuff. We're gonna see companies act as banks, money service businesses, whatever you want to call them. We're going to see this in the future where the world of banking, as we know, it's changed. Amazon will become a bank. You watch. Amazon will have their own cryptocurrency. We call the Amazon coin or something. Amazon will have a crypto exchange and all these things. You're going to see all this. Oh yeah, you got to get this kombucha, and this one is raspberry goji berry. It's called Super Berry. Yummy. Mm. Damn commercials. What do we got here? The first person today was MK. Can't wait for another great show. Straight up lies on this program. I have the most scammy information just for you on the channel. That's why my channel shadow banned so much. That's why some of y'all can't leave comments. You can't leave donations. Some of you, you're not notified because my channel is all about scam. Now, the other channels, the ones that are totally honest, they're never messed with at all. Yes. Okay, got it. So yeah, my channel gets so jammed up. I called the lawyer today. He needs another 3 weeks to look at the case. He's like, if he can't take it, he's going to send me to like a specialist, someone who deals with shadow banning and stuff, because he wants to make sure the best lawyer gets this case against YT. So any kind of problems, number one, what I want you to do is send a feedback response with everything to YT. I know it's probably not going to work, but just do it. The more you threaten them, now I'm not talking about, you get creative on how you want to threaten them, all right? The name calling and stuff like that. My name's Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor at all. I know nothing about anything. In fact, I got the biggest lying program on the internet. So if you invest in something I tell you to get, you're fucked up. Got it? That's how it works. Next, let me look through here real quick. Citrus Lands. Citrus Lands, thank you very much for that donation. Appreciate it. What you have to be careful on is I can't teach you how to pay zero tax. That would be illegal. And if you tell somebody exactly how to pay zero tax, they can come after you. So I want you all to be very careful on how you word things on the channel because they can find out who you are and come knocking on your door, and you can get in trouble for teaching people how to evade paying tax. So be very careful on what you put on the comment section. You have to word it correctly so it doesn't appear as if you're trying to mislead the government, all right? You can get a lot of trouble for that. Disclaimer, we got that done. James Wealthy, welcome to the members video live stream. Smart decision there, buddy. Let's see, you're gullible idiots. I've got gullible idiots here. Okay. Let's see, I'm just kind of scrolling through the comment section here before we start. Charles Looney made it on time. Give Me Crypto's unfortunately getting commercial. Send a feedback button. Hit the find the send feedback button and give them a load of shit. Best show on the internet, says Give Me Crypto. Hulk is my Green New Deal. Hello, Crypto She-Hulk. Okay, let me get into this. Let's start with the Apple one because I'm going to show you a trend so you can make it your friend. Apple. And my thing is, what the hell is going on? Apple, what is going on? Let's look at this because you're going to start seeing this a lot. This is a big deal. Apple Pay Later. That is the title, and it launches. Okay, now this is from March 28th. Okay, that I found this news here. Apple has finally launched its Buy Now, Pay Let service in the US, enabling users to split purchases into 4 equal payments. Okay, I've done a show on this, and it's all this AAS stuff, as a service. So that's becoming very popular globally, where now stores are linking in with banks to broker loans that they haven't necessarily done before. It's a way to get short-term loans paid off quickly. It's different than like a credit card. You can indefinitely, well, I mean, you can get $1,000 loan in a credit card and pay like 10 years to pay it off, right? So they're coming up with these new payment models. They're going to be starting to use artificial intelligence. Now, this is not in the article. I'm kind of adding to it, but I'm just letting you know what's down the pipeline because I've looked into this before. You're eventually going to have an artificial intelligence bot run your credit in like 30 seconds or less, and they'll look at everything about you and determine whether you can get a loan or not. Okay, that's going to be very popular. A lot of times when you go to the store, you're in Macy's, and they'd be like, hey, you want to buy this TV? Or I'm just saying whatever, Best Buy or something like that, and you're going to go through a special kind of a finance deal where maybe they'll allow banks to compete for that loan, right? So instead of Best Buy just having their in-house finance and them saying, hey, how'd you like it? No, you put it out there, and then you might have 30 or 50 banks bidding to get that contract. It's different. Like right now, Best Buy has their own bank and everything, but in the future, we're going to have open banking. Banking as a service, BaaS, remember? So a lot of this at a service stuff is coming up, and what we're going to have is we're going to have like a global banking fintech system. Okay, they're blending and merging banking and fintech. They're blending all that together. Global competition where maybe Macy's in San Francisco, they might even have 400 banks around the world that are going to bid. So you go to Macy's. I don't even know if they sell TVs. I don't fucking care. It's just a story. So you go into Macy's. They have a TV there. They ask you, would you like to borrow 1,000 to buy the TV? You can pay it over 3 months or something like that. It's not the credit card deal where you're paying forever on this motherfucker, but the interest, you can have it paid off in 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, whatever they decide. They're usually very short-term loans. And in the future, we're going to have global banking. So you might have some bank coming out of Calcutta, India that lands the lowest bid to finance it. It's a whole new world now. But let me show you what's going on with Apple. I kind of gave you an overview, and this Apple story is just the beginning, okay? Apple has finally launched its own, keep read that, first announced in last June. Apple Pay Later is now open to select users in a pre-release version. So they're doing like a test rollout with a full rollout set for the coming months. Users apply for loans of $50 to $1,000, which can be used for online and in-app purchases made on iPhone and iPad with merchants that accept Apple Pay. A soft credit pull is done during the application process with no impact on the user's credit. So now what we're seeing is like banking is getting very competitive because now they're going to run your credit like soft pull. They've never really done that before. You either use Macy's credit or use a credit card or something. What they're doing here is they're starting a line of credit on you. Let's continue. Um, Repayments are made in 4 equal installments, spread over 6 weeks with no interest and no fees. Oh, no, that's a little bit different. Users track, manage, and repay their Apple Pay later loans in one location in Apple Wallet. While Apple is working with Goldman Sachs and MasterCard on the service, it has set up a wholly owned subsidiary, Apple Financing, to offer loans directly. See how we're now blending Apple, the fintech computer, headphone, whatever company kind of a deal? Now we're getting into making loans through Apple Financing. It's not a bank. It's going to be considered like a money service business or something. But you see how we're getting real close to maybe Apple becomes a bank one day. I wouldn't hold it past it. I'm sure that it will. Apple will be considered some kind of powerhouse bank financing type company, and it'll be crypto and stuff like that in there, and NFTs and these kinds of things. While Apple, okay, we got that. Apple is also handling credit checks for the service in-house. Earlier this year, Apple acquired United Kingdom Credit Bureau. It's called Credit Kudos, which uses open banking technology. Here we go, open banking technology to deliver finely tuned credit scores. By taking the process in-house, Apple will earn interchange fees from transactions and also avoid the need to share customer data with third parties. So let's look at this now. You've got Apple getting into the finance game. So what they're doing, they're financing. So they're getting into finance. That's another way Apple's going to make money. They're giving loans. And what they're also doing is keeping your credit information inside Apple itself. Instead of going from TransUnion to a couple other people and back to whatever, it's just Apple and that's it. So it cuts down on theft. Maybe we all know what Experian or Transworld, they get like hacked all the time, right? These motherfuckers spend no money on infrastructure for privacy. They just take all the profits and stuff and be like, fuck everybody's identity, right? Okay, that's what they do. Well, they just fucked up because Apple's coming in, and guess what? Other companies are going to come in, and TransUnion and these motherfuckers are going bye-bye. Okay, I'm just letting you know. They've fucked up long enough, just like with Swift. Swift had 50 years, and they never dumped money into innovation at all because they're lazy fucks, okay? This same thing is going to happen to the top 3 credit bureaus and that kind of thing. They're going to get with the fucking program or they're fucking done. Because this open banking right here is going to take over. Let me check some questions, comments, and then we'll go to the next. Oh, hold on a sec here. Charles Looney. It is paid day. Thank God. Charles, the shadow banning on this channel, it's killing me, bro. Normally I'd have 1,000 people, 900, now I got 228. See what I mean? But I'm looking into TikTok. Still haven't called me yet. It is payday. This is from all the Hulk Nation. Nice. When will the Crypto Hulk doll that was in the vet yesterday be available for purchasing? I want 10. Oh. Well, let me wait till I get it. And I will talk with the creator. Not the creator, you know what I'm talking about. The creator of the doll. Just kidding. And I'll look into that. I mean, I want the doll personally. I think it's gonna be really cool. after crypto takes off, investigators look at all the early crypto channels and they find this channel. They're like, damn, this dude's got some good information to have its time. He knew that Ripple was a government front and all this stuff. So was PolySign, and on and on. I went over the B group that got my show canceled. But I'll look into that, Charles, and maybe we'll make a bunch of them and sell them off. And because they're just kind of cool, I have to admit, and it's fun. I'm gonna look back at it years down the road, and I don't know if I'll still be making the channel. I'm sure I won't be, but but anyhow, that's a whole nother subject I want to get into. But thank you very much for that generous donation. I'll be talking with I'm trying to work with somebody tomorrow. I was supposed to call them at about 3:30, and we're going to work on merchandise. We actually already have the merchandise lined up. I just got to get the website linked up to my YouTube page, and then we're good to go. So it's a matter of a simple phone call, and yeah, I mean, stuff's pretty cool, and it's funny to have a little T-shirt or a doll and stuff, but we got a bunch of different merchandise stuff lined up, and I can continually keep adding to it and changing stuff. Give me crypto. I have never been notified in 2 years and 8 months of watching the Hulk, but I get notifications for other channels. Make sure give me crypto. Make sure your notifications are on, and that But eventually, what you might have to do, unfortunately, change your email, verify a new email in with a different phone number, and you'll probably be off the shit list. That's probably what's going on. Newer people are probably not getting shadow banned with me, or just the older group. I don't know. But I do have a lawyer who's going to consider looking into this, or having a special internet lawyer take the case over. Okay. But that's why I talked to the lawyer today, actually. And now he's like a big time lawyer and he's got like hundreds of cases running, right? He's got a massive law office. So he's like one of the bigger lawyers in the country. Let's put it like that. I'm not telling you who it is. Next articulo is Apple again. Wanted to show you this because Apple, I think, is going to become like a massive kind of a bank type deal. It's definitely going to be crypto bank, tell you that. All right. Here's the article. Apple launches a savings account. Oh, really? I know there's like an Apple credit card, so there's that. Now they got the loan thing, they got the credit card, now they got the savings account. I mean, see where this is going? It's not stopping. It's definitely not stopping. Apple has launched its long-trailed Apple Card savings account, and it has 4% annual yield. Banks don't even my bank pays me like 0.005% interest. How the fuck does Apple get away with almost 4.5% interest? American users can set up and manage a savings account directly from Apple Card and Wallet with no fees, no minimum deposits, and no minimum balances. All daily cash rewards are earned through the Apple Card. You're earning daily rewards. I don't know what the daily percent is. The 4.5 is for the year. 4.15. If I'm a little out of breath, I got out of a dry sauna before this. It was like 170 degrees, so it killed me, kicked my ass. It's not that I'm getting older. I'm having heart issues. No, that motherfucker was hot in there. I was in there for like 20 minutes, and I'm fucking dying. Let's see. All daily cash rewards earned through Apple Card will be automatically deposited into the savings account. Users can deposit additional funds. Do you see what's going on here? Banks now have something's wrong with the banks, because other companies are going to start doing this. No one's going to want to put money into a bank when they're giving you like 1/4% or something a year interest. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That, you know what? Now think about it. If people are not going to be putting their money in banks and they're going to put it in Apple, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, banks are going to have a serious issue in this country. The more these fintech companies keep popping up, Samsung, all these others doing this kind of pay stuff. We got Stripe and all. What if all the other ones Stripe do it? The banks are fucked. I'm just letting you know. Why aren't the banks paying 4.15? It makes people wonder, like, why is Apple paying so much? Now, don't get into well, the crypto Hulk, the interest went up 10%, so they're actually losing 5. Yeah, I'm not talking, I'm just talking about something else, okay? Let's just keep the subject of what I'm saying. So, what I'm showing you is a bigger picture. I'm not talking about earning money. I'm talking about the big fucking picture, not the little one that simple kindergartners can see. So we're looking at the destruction of the banking system in America because if all these little fintech companies start doing this, I'm not putting my money in a bank. I'll eventually pull it out of Wells Fargo. Why the fuck would I put it in Wells Fargo? They ain't giving me a fucking thing for my money. I might go with an Apple Pay. At least I can earn 4%, which is better than 0% at Wells Fargo. See what I'm saying? These banks got a serious fucking problem. And then I'm sure if I've got, money sitting in my Apple account, guess what? When it comes time when I want a new Apple phone or I want to buy another Apple computer or whatever headphones and cool shit Apple's got, I'm going to get that loan. I won't need to go to Wells Fargo. I won't need to go to some credit card to buy it. I will see what's happening now. So now Apple's going to be competing with credit cards. If I buy something, I pay it off in 6 weeks. That's all that shit's going to change. It'll be like 8 weeks, maybe 4 months. It all starts really small. I'm just showing you the what ifs. What Apple's doing, I felt this was very important for me to read off to you this article because it's only dated like a couple days ago. Last month, and again, I just read the article, that was dated March 23rd. So within less than a month, Apple's came out with a pay later and a savings account in less than a month. I'm seeing a trend here, everybody, like a real fast trend. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I see a destruction of the legacy banks in the country. A lot of banks, credit unions and stuff. Why? Because they're paying, says here in the article, 4.15 APY is more than 10 times the national average. Banks are getting slaughtered and killed. And guess what? You know what's going to happen next? Apple's going to have small business loans, car loans, motorcycle loans. And then guess what? Maybe they branch off into home condominium loans for something maybe under $500,000. What do you think's going to happen to traditional banks? They're fucking done. Okay. I thought it was just very important to look over this. Let's see. Jennifer Bailey, Vice President of Apple Pay and Apple Wallet. Our goal is to build tools that help users lead healthier financial lives. And building savings into the Apple Card and wallet enables them to spend and send and save daily cash all from one place. Goldman has been Apple's partner on the credit card. So now they got 3 things. They had it since 2019, the credit card. So they got the credit card in 2019, 4 years ago. And just in the past 30 days, got the Apple Pay Later and now a savings account. Pretty fucking cool. I love Apple. I don't get paid or endorsed by them. I know with Apple, if I got a problem, I can pick up the phone. I can call Apple and speak to somebody who has English as their native language, and I can understand them perfectly. No offense, but I don't want to be talking to these people overseas. No offense to the Indians and the Filipinos, but I just can't understand that fucking accent, dude. I can't deal with it. All right. So I just really appreciate Apple. You know, when you're stressed out, okay, when I'm speaking about myself, when I'm stressed out and I can't figure something out, my phone's not working, my computer's not working. The last thing I want is to try to figure out somebody's fucking accent. What the fuck are you asking me? That shit gets me more pissed off. Okay. So there's the Apple, two Apple articles. Let me check for comments here and then we'll go on to the next one. All right. We all know it's aligning, accelerating the blockages. I already had the Apple credit card for 3 years. Ooh. Boat loans, private jet loan. Well, they start off small. Apple and Tesla are taking over everything. Wells Fargo is the worst. They always get in trouble. I mean, I got Wells Fargo. I've been with them for like 12 years or something. So Morgan Stanley's paying about the same as well. Okay. They have the Trump. I want to get a Trump card. Okay. Let's go up here. What's the next articulo? Not West. Well, we got a little article here. Okay, we'll go over this one. This one will be good. Nat West. Let's talk a little bit about Australia. Australia. Copy. Let me do a paste here. All right. Hammer down driver member for 3 months. Blessed to be here. Damn right you are. NatWest and NAB compare United Kingdom and Oz open banking regimes. So here we go again, the open banking word. Let's look into this a little bit. Australia should consider a purpose-built open banking implementation entity modeled on the United Kingdom's OBIE, to ensure effective collaboration between the industry and regulators, according to a white paper. With the two countries both well advanced on their open banking journeys. Australia is working on open banking, by the way. NatWest and NAB have jointly authored a white paper. So now these banks are joining together, exploring the common threads that bind Australia's consumer data right and the United Kingdom's open banking regime. The CDR regime was modeled on the open banking framework, but it departed from its predecessor, which confined itself to the sharing of banking information and to payment services by looking to create a whole of economy data portability framework. I'm going to scroll down to the third of the last paragraph. We're almost done with this article. Both jurisdictions should keep in mind. Here we go. I'm going to tell you what open banking is right now, and it's not good. All right. It's global interoperability. Both jurisdictions should keep in mind global interoperability to ensure they remain at the forefront of technology-led trade. Technology-led trade. Trading will be led by technology and look beyond a sectoral approach and towards open data. I'm going to show you what all this is, everybody. We're about to get a little conspiratorial here. YT, close your eardrums and turn off the AI. What we got is we have a world getting set up for the one order. Okay. What you've got to do in order to have one particular being or entity controlling the whole entire world, you have to have open banking. Oh, Crypto Hulk, now I think I see where you're going with this. This is a very bad thing because what it's going to do now, it would be a very good thing, but we have very bad people in government. So let me tell you something. When you start hearing all these criminal politicians saying, oh, we need to include the poor in the banking system. My thing is, since when the fuck do you give a shit about me? A politician is lying. You know when banks are lying, when they're so concerned about poor people all around the world. My goodness, when banks are like, we're going to strive hard to make sure all the underprivileged have banks or able to bank. No, what you're trying to do is get everybody enslaved. That's really what's going on. So I just got done. They're looking beyond sectoral approach. When you have sectoral, you have sections. You have countries and areas that don't want to get along with everybody. I'm kind of like that myself. I don't want everybody on my channel. I don't want all these assholes on YouTube on my channel. I don't want these far left comments. I don't mind. I used to be Democrat. I used to up until Brock's second term. Then I realized Brock was a fucking fake commie. So I used to be Democrat. And I voted for Barack Obama's first term, but the second term, like, heck no, this dude's getting fucking wacko. So I switched over to being a Republican. Now, with that, my party, the Democrat Party, has strayed so far to the left to the communist wacko Halloween costume party. I can't identify with those people. You see, on my show, it's a little bit different. I don't have to worry about offending people because I don't want those kinds of people watching my show. When I heard somebody today on their show, like, oh, I'm not trying to be political. I'm trying to be very political on my show because I don't want you on it. Okay, I'm trying to make this very clear. You don't need to argue with me. You don't need to do nothing because you know what? Nobody on this show wants you on this fucking show if you're over that left commie area, okay? No, you're not going to convince people on this show to listen to your stupid fucking ass, okay? Somehow you've been misguided thinking you're going to come onto this show, leave a comment. All I'm going to do is block you for harassment. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to comment back and get all mean. No, I'm going to jam you up with a block of harassment. That's what I do. And I encourage everybody on my channel to do that, to dumbass people that are on the commie persuasion. I encourage everyone to follow with them and call for harassment on them as well. My show's open to reasonable people that are in the middle and maybe in the middle of the far right. And I'll maybe go, if you're a Democrat and you support Chelsea Gabbard, you are definitely allowed to watch this show because she's used to be a Democrat. I don't know if she left, but she's got fucking sense in her head. So if you're a Democrat like I used to be, then you should be following Chelsea Gabbard, and then you're allowed on the show. You can identify as a Democrat and be on my show, and I'll be like, okay. So that's what this is. Global interoperability, getting rid of sectors and stuff, getting everybody linked in, getting everybody under control. That's what all this talk about open banking and stuff is. It's not good. All right. But nonetheless, it's going to happen. I acknowledge that it's going to happen because it's all been predicted and stuff. So you can't get around. It's just, if you want to delay it a little bit, 3 years, 5, but it comes right back. It's just not going away. So unfortunately, I bet with the GOAT, remember for 6 months, Gary Gensler got grilled. Yes. He was like a kielbasa on the barbecue roasted. It was lovely. I've had a past couple great days watching, some of the channels I don't normally watch, but it'll be now Digital Perspectives and Asset Investor stuff. When Gary's just getting thrashed, I fucking love it. But here's the deal. Look, that's all hypey show stuff. I mean, do I like to watch that? Absolutely. Um, that's actually better content than their show. But I love the clips that they've spooled up and got it to the right parts. So you don't have to sit around and watch Gary just talk. But they were just shutting Gary down. Gary was wanting to like talk and but he doesn't say anything. He'll talk and shit, but not answer your question. He'll give you a sermon. And one of the Congress people said, "Stop with the preaching. If I want to hear that, I'll go to church or something like that, right?" And I was like, "Ooh, got him." That's an uppercut and then two body blows, right? All done within about 2 seconds, right? Oh man. But okay, and that's all great and funny. It makes for great entertainment. Okay. But to keep it real, like, look, I don't show that stuff because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. The same people that when Gary Gensler first started, oh, we got Gary Gensler, oh, good, da da da. Oh, he taught all of them were, I'm not gonna mention their names, but I already mentioned them. But all these people are like, oh yeah, he taught blockchain. Oh, he's gonna be great for the community. These motherfuckers have no idea. Okay. I called the shot right away. I said, Gary's a fucking punk. You're not going to like him. He's a Democrat and in the teaching industry. Teachers are so much fucking commie. Like, it's all bad. Okay. So I already knew this guy was a fucking mark for the communists, right? To step in. But I'm going to call the other shot. Okay. Look, the lawsuit's fake. So what's going to happen is this: all these YouTubers that make these fucking videos are going to be cheering when this court case ends. I'm not. You know why? Because it's going right to the Supreme Court, and that could take 5 years. You see what I'm saying? This shit's not going to end until, see, it's all theater and planned out. Like, I don't give a fuck what in this court trial, and whatever happens. If Ripple wins, I'm not going to be blowing a fat load because what the SEC will do is file an appeal, and guess where? It'll go to appellate, but more likely, you know, it's going straight to Supreme Court. They've already said it might take 2 years just to start the case. So now we got to wait another 2 years for that. You see where this is going? And then it might take another 2 years for the actual trial. We're talking 6 years total from the time it's already gone. I mean, see what I'm saying? So look, I watched the videos. It was great and was laughing. I was laughing. Oh man, they just like chopped Gary off at the knees. But look, this is all just a distraction. Okay. I don't care what the fuck happens. If Ripple loses, then they appeal to the Supreme Court. Then it takes another 2 to 4 years. See what I'm saying? So it's just these stall tactics is all that's happening. So don't get all hyper. Oh, we're going to the moon. Da, da, da. And if the price does go up, it might only be up for a month or two. And what is it going to hit? 10, 20 bucks or 50 maybe. Now for you, if you have 300, 400, 500,000 XRP, hey, that's great. You can sell off some. I don't got that. So I'm waiting for numbers I can at least 1,000 before I start shaving off a little or something, right? 500, okay, 500 bucks at a minimum. So I don't give a fuck what happens in this court trial. What happens, and we're going to get into this too in my next article right here. Let me find it. We're going to get into what happens. What's important is what happens on a global level. I've been telling everybody, I don't care what the fuck's going on in this trial. It's global crypto regulations. That's what's important. So now that's going to lead us right into my next article with India. Copy. Let me do a copy paste. Okay. Now, I don't care about the trial. I don't care about the Supreme Court, appellate court. These other YouTubers are just using all this for hype shit for you. I'm busting bubbles right now because I don't give a fuck about hype. This channel is reality based. And these YouTubers and other whatever platforms, most all of them are fucked up anyway. They're just trying to get views and shit. Okay. I'm trying to teach. They're just trying to get views. I'm not gonna go over no trial. And when it goes to the Supreme Court, I'm not going over that. I'm not talking about that dummy ass shit because it's all a distraction. I've said from like day one almost, we need global crypto regulation. Just not in the United States. That's not going to work. If England announces tomorrow they got crypto regs, the other channels will just run with that story. Oh my God, they're gonna run with it and do all this shit. But guess what? It doesn't mean a fucking thing. Because if nobody else has them, what the fuck does it matter if England has them? Do you know what I mean? So my channel's the anti-YouTube channel. Okay. It's the anti-YouTube channel, pretty much, or the anti-crypto channel. All right. There's no dumb shit on the channel. Now, here's the article. G20 crypto regulation and anticipated development for Indians. Okay. India's G20. So here's the deal. What's the G20 for new people? This is the top 20 countries in the world that are allowed to participate together. I mean, you throw out terrorist countries and Russia because they're blowing the shit out of Ukraine and or whatever. That's a whole fiasco in itself. It's not even Russia's fault. But anyhow, the G20 are the top 20 countries. Like I've said, ain't a fucking thing gonna happen until we have global crypto regulations. The court trial doesn't mean a fucking thing. If the court case goes to the appellate court for a year, it doesn't mean a fucking thing. And then it gets transferred to the Supreme Court, doesn't mean a fucking thing. It doesn't. What matters, it's what's in the United States Code. No other channel talks about that except this guy. See, that's called reality. I have a reality show, and these other people have fake shit, okay? I've only been saying for 3 years now, if it's not a United States Code, you can't enforce shit. That's why Gary, see, during the court trial, let me tell you something. No other channel is talking about this United States Code. See, look, Gary can't answer the question. Have you noticed? You've all watched the videos. They've played them enough. Chairman Gensler, can you tell us if Bitcoin is a security? Chairman Gensler, can you tell us if it's there? He can't say a fucking thing. And I've told you why. The other channels have no fucking idea. The senators have no fucking idea. The lawyers have no fucking idea. It's because it's not a United States Code. Gary can't enforce the fucking thing. Simple as that. How do you get it in the United States Code, Crypto Hulk? Global crypto regulations. And once those are done, and those will come out first, probably from an IMF or a BIS, okay? A BIS entity will come out with a template, roadmap, whatever the fuck they want to call it, cheat sheet, and from the BIS, the IMF, and all the other three-letter agencies that are global, from there, they will trickle down to all the countries who will then make their crypto regs. Okay, see how this works? And then those crypto regs get put into the law book, which we call the United States Code. I'm showing you all this shit no other channel has any fucking clue about, okay? That's how this works. So, yes, it was fun. It was nice. Watching on the little YouTuber channels showing the hypey Congress thing, like that doesn't even matter. Like tomorrow, United States could come out with regulations. It doesn't fucking matter. Because look, right now, Gary came out with regulations or whatever, and he's trying to shut down all his crypto. Let me tell you something. In the rest of the world, they don't fucking care. That's what I'm saying. A country can come out with regs. It doesn't matter to us. What matters, I'm going to go back again for like the 3 millionth time, is global crypto regulations. Who's in charge of the G20 right now? Not necessarily in charge. Who's the leader of the G20? That's India. So here's my article. It's talking about, I won't read the whole thing. India's G20 presidency was presidency of the G20. Anticipated movement, not just for the country, but for the rest of the world. Are you getting it now? This was because of the objectives the country had expressed for benefiting all other countries. The most important one among them is the international economic cooperation of the globe. Now you're starting to get it, right? They're talking about impact the citizens, and also the G20 is to lead to the development of multilateral financial bodies. This whole thing has got to go global. Okay? This court trial doesn't mean a fucking thing. I'm just letting you know. It makes great for getting views and sponsorship money and stuff. It's great for that. But what I'm showing you here is the reality shit. It's not clickbaity. No one's going to be talking about all the shit that I am right now. But I don't give a fuck because I owe you the best news I can find to show you reality. So you're not getting all hyped up over some Gary Gensler getting grilled. Who the fuck cares? Honestly, it doesn't mean a fucking thing. It's like a circus show. It's funny and it's laughing. Everybody's ha ha, hoo hoo ha ha. That doesn't mean a fucking thing at all. It's all a distraction. It says here, the next paragraph, the G20 expressed an interest in collaborating with global financial institutions to regulate virtual digital assets. Let me explain what's going to happen. Here's the adult channel. The G20 is going to collaborate with global financial institutions. That's all your central banks. That's the Bank for International Settlements is going to have a meeting. I'm calling the shots right now. Have I seen this anywhere? No, but I'm just calling the shot as I see. I think it's going to go down. So the Bank for International Settlements is going to have some kind of meeting, probably in India, and they're going to have the top 20 countries there. The BIS is going to give them a template or a cheat sheet, if you want to call it. Talk to all the central bankers. That means, like in America, we have a central bank, and they're going to talk to those rich people that are running that one. Well, actually, you know what? It's kind of funny. All the central banks are probably owned by the same people in the world, but there's going to be a couple of members. So that's how it goes down. Is you'll have the Bank for International Settlements talking to every region's central bank. They all need to get on the same page in the G20. And then once they do, they'll go back to their countries and tell their Bank of America, their Wells Fargo, or the Bank of India, or whatever it might be in that particular country, here's how we're going to do this. So get on the same page with us. And then it'll spread from not to the G20, but to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, stuff like that, right? So that's how this will go, because they're showing me right here. I'm seeing what's going to happen in the future kind of by what they're telling us right here. It says here, echoing the next paragraph, echoing the same sentiment, India's G20 president will also follow the working paper developed by the IMF. There you go. The FSB and the FSB, the Financial Stability Board. I just showed you already. These top agencies, the Bank for International Settlements, the IMF, and the FSB, are already putting together their white papers, and they're going to meet with the central banks at maybe a secret meeting somewhere, maybe an open meeting. I don't know. I'm going to say an open meeting. And then they're going to then go back and, let's say if it's the American Federal Bank, okay, central bank, is going to come back and then have a meeting with all the top banks in America, BNP Paribas, Citibank, JP Morgan. They're all going to have like their big meeting. The central bank will tell the smaller private banks, okay, here's what the IMF is telling us. We're going to have to do this. That's how this works. And then they get all that together. Then they give it to Congress. Congress doesn't have to create anything at all because they're fucking lamos. They're going to get the plan from the American Central Bank, and then they're going to make laws on that. Then that's going to get put in the United States Code, and their my friends, is how all this happens. Okay, I would bet everything that's exactly how it's going to go down. I'm definitely speculating, and just based on what I see and how I think this is going down, I'm not going to read any more on this. I'm almost positive that's how that will happen. Let me check some comments here. See what we got going on here, folks. A lot of comments. Okay, that was the last one. My favorite. Welcome to the members video live stream. Tekken Texas Monster. Last time Charles Looney got laid was in 1997. You'll be in a timeout for that. Um, Jeremy. Jeremy says, "Thanks for your donation, Jeremy." Crypto Hulk, the only place for absolute truth. Keep the great information coming, Hulk. Appreciate you, my friend, and all your Hulksters. The Hulksters. Moderators, I'll teach the channel. Can you keep fucked up comments out of the comments, please? And if you have to eliminate, I don't know if you're allowed to eliminate particular paid. I don't care if you're a paid member or not. I won't mention names. I'm kind of halfway reading shit, so I don't know. I don't care if a person's a paid member. I will get you off my fucking channel. I don't need your fucking $2 or $3, whatever you fucking send me, and your fucked up comments. Shove that up your ass, because I got other people that I need on this channel, not you. All right. Alrighty then. Stephen Morris. He's testing the donate button. Stephen, it passed brilliantly. Thank you very much. Let's see. Today I can donate. That's weird, dude. Why they do that shit? Like today you can donate, some days you can't. That's fucked up. That's what the lawyer's for. So whole community is awesome. Monster does not mean no harm. Okay. Like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to teach a show. I look over and I see some shit like that. Maybe I can't keep track of everything. So you guys, I know we have a great group of people. So just kind of be cool sometimes in the comments, because when I see something, I'll make snap judgments, because I'm trying to run a show and do three things at once. Okay, so I'm going to leave that article at that with India. I'm just showing you this is all going global, and the BIS and the FSB and shit. They're going to come up with all these plans, have a big old meeting with the Federal Reserves from 20 countries. Those Federal Reserves are going to then divvy it up to all their local banks. Everybody's going to be on the same page. Then they're all going to have in their law books very similar to what we're going to have. That's how you green light that shit, all right? Not through the Supreme Court. That shit's so fucking stupid. Please don't follow that dumb shit. I show you how it's going to go down. All that court. See, let me tell you something. I've only worked for the office of the courts. I'm not going to for the state. I'm not going to tell you which one. I've only worked really closely with judges and all that stuff. No big deal, right? I've only written lots of court reports and all that stuff. Not a big deal. I've had the judge many, 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 and I can multiply that by 50 to 100 times, where the judge wants to sit with me and wants my advice on particular legal issues. And I'll give the judge my view on how I see things. I don't have a law degree. I don't need one, but I had a judge listen to my fucking ear talking a lot. Okay. Because I have very good judgment and common sense and prudence and stuff, right? I use facts and stuff to come up with ideas. But if it's not in the law, it doesn't matter. The Supreme Court cannot hear a case on crypto because it does not exist. Does that make any fucking sense? Okay. You don't need a law degree. I don't need to say, oh, I'm so glad for these YouTube lawyers. Fuck these losers. Look, they're worthless as shit. All right. It's this whole court case is a scam and a sham. It's meant to delay, because if it's not a law, a judge cannot hear a case. That has to make sense to everybody. If we're talking about Martians, and there's a Martian driving a car, and it's speeded through a red light. You can't put the Martian in jail because the Martian is like not even real. See what I'm saying? Why? Because the law says any person who drives through a Martian's not a person. So you can't arrest a Martian. See what I mean? A Martian can commit a theft at a store and steal a diamond, which would be a felony, right? You can't try the Martian in court because, according to the law, it says any person who knowingly or willingly enters a dwelling with an intent to commit a felony, that's the basis for burglary. But guess what? The Martian's not a person. And that, see what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get back to the thing. Crypto doesn't exist in the law. It doesn't. The United States Code, there's no definition of what a crypto is, what's staking, on and on. All these YouTube lawyers, you guys, are fucking fake. All right? They have no fucking clue. Now, if they do have a clue, they've signed non-disclosure agreements with our government, so they can't tell us this stuff. Now, they may be very smart individuals, but they're probably, just like all the Ripple employees, are under a non-disclosure, so they can't tell you the truth. I can. That's why my channel gets jammed up. Okay? I don't care if this goes to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's not even allowed to hear this case because there's nothing in the United States. See, what does a judge do? A judge interprets law. They don't make law. They make case law, but that's not law. And the other stare decisis and precedents. We're not getting into all that dumb shit, okay? We're going to focus on facts, simple facts. Judges are part of the legislative. You got the three branches of government: legislative, judicial, and the executive. What do the judges do? They interpret. What does Congress do? They're the legislative. What does Congress do? They make laws. They make laws. Congress makes laws, not the judge. What does the judge do? They interpret them to see if they're constitutionally sound. Judges interpret existing law. These YouTube lawyers are useless as a bag of rocks, okay? This is all for show. If this court case goes to the Supreme Court, you know we're already in trouble because Judge Sarah Netburn has no authority to hear this case. Why? Because there's no pre-existing law that she can interpret. You got it? She can't interpret a fucking thing. She should not even have heard this case. You see? But you won't hear any of the lawyers talk about that because these motherfuckers are non-disclosure agreement and signed out. They can't tell you what I could tell you. Same thing. This fake court sends it off to the Supreme Court. We're still in the same thing. There's no framework in the United States Code for crypto. There's no framework in there. There's nothing. There's no definitions and all this stuff on what is yield farming. There's nothing in there. So how is a judge at a Supreme Court, how is a judge at a local administrative court, or wherever the fuck we're in right now, playing fucky fuck games every day, how does that judge have the ability to preside over that court and hear a matter where it doesn't exist in the law? The judge can't interpret anything because it doesn't exist. It's like the Martian. The Martian cannot commit a burglary. A Martian is not a person who enters a dwelling with the intent to commit a felony. That, in California, that's the basis for the definition of burglary. A person, not a fucking Martian, okay? So, therefore, a crypto it doesn't exist. So the judges cannot hear the case. No other channel discusses this except mine because that's just how I got it. I'll tell you, I look around, I see all this dumb shit out there on these channels, these fucking fake ass lawyers and stuff. But I understand what the goal is to save America. That's why they can't say anything and they've all signed their waivers and stuff. Oh, wait a second. Well, ain't that some? Leo, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. When you see red, a lot of times in business, that's bad. But in this business, red is very good. Let's see what we got. Crypto Hulk, God says you are being a great steward for all of us. Keep up the great work, and it would be fantastic to keep the channel going for future business. First off, you got to look at what am I doing? I'm not obviously a preacher. I got a four-letter word problem and stuff, but I am trying to help my neighbor. What do unto others as you have them do unto you. I sure wish I knew somebody showing me how to get rich, right? um, we're supposed to like love each other as humans, not cheat each other. Like I got a channel where basically you can watch my. You don't need to ask questions. Some people should, so I can clarify stuff. But for like $5 a month, you can find out how to be rich. Now some people watch the show for years and never pay. I'm not going to get on them for that. I wish they'd do something. It encourages me when I start getting money to help me dig deeper, and it's exciting. It encourages me to keep going. But at the end of the day, I'm part of the solution, not part of the problem. There's shows that charge people like 300,000 bucks a month. I know people that pay that, like 500 to 1,000 a month. I know people that do that. And I'm like, well, dude, why are you paying all that gal that money? Like, my show's just as good as that. In fact, I can predict shit. I was saying shit 3 years ago. The guy you're paying now 500 bucks a month, he's just starting to say it right now. I was saying this 3 years ago. I'm able to find stuff because if you want to believe it as karma or your higher power or spirit or whatever, what spirit guide or whatever you want to, they all know I got a show where I'm teaching the poorest of the poor. You can watch my show for free, whatever. But I hope the ones that contribute, you get, let's say, blessed way, maybe thousands of times more. But what I've been doing for 3 years, doing the same thing. I have a show that's basically for free for 3 freaking years. It's starting to get tough, I admit. But I got a show that I've been teaching people for 3 years, like the voice that calls out in the wilderness, like, hey, hello. Because like the wilderness is barren. There's barely anybody here. I've got maybe 0.25% of the population, like such the tiniest tiny. The people are going to get destroyed. So my thing is put in work, watch my show when you can, learn, and because the end game is total destruction and enslavement for most all the people. I'm showing you how to get some money, maybe in the beginning where you can buy your plot of land, do things, buy your freedom, or go to a country where it's easier to live, or I don't know, but you know, I'm being a great steward. I definitely am. Keep up the great work, and I'll see about making a show. It won't be like this, where it's you know 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day and shit. Like but it'll be like important stuff. We'll look into that. Maybe it'll be like a website I start, and I give a once a month deal on what I'm doing, what lawyers I'm going to, or maybe like a once a month heads up, hey everybody, kind of a thing. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Crypto She Hulk. Thank you very much for the work you do on the program. See, now she's helping other people explain stuff, break stuff down, put up information. So she's part of the solution. Anybody on this channel that's helping someone when they say, hey, where can I buy this or that? You're helping them. That's the whole point of my fucking program is help your neighbor. Everybody's trying to rip everybody off. Like my show is basically fucking free. I'm not ripping anybody. I don't have sponsors. I've got you guys. You are the sponsors for this show. Okay, these other people have these businesses that are for rich people. Like if you're not an accredited investor, like I don't roll like that. I don't got that. So my thing is I'm trying to help poor people be rich. That's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to help rich people that are already loaded out there. I mean, if you want to keep watching the show, I'm not going to turn down money, but my main priority is for poor people to teach all of us fucking broke people how to have something that's cool and fun. I'm not saying we're going to be happy from having money. It's going to help. And it could also hurt some people. You get all fucking stupid and you start snorting lines of coke and driving your Lambo at 180 down the freeway, you're probably going to fucking die. So you better, check yourself. So anyhow, let me move on, but thanks for that. Stephen Morris. I find it strange. FedNow comes out in July and no stablecoin legislation, possibly, I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think it's not crypto. I'm not gonna get into what exactly it is, but you're really not allowed to use. What's very interesting, well, now it leads into something else. Just I don't think it's crypto, Fed now. It's something else because otherwise they'd have to have legislation or you can't use it. So this is some kind of a system that's not crypto. It's some kind of a government payment system that already exists. So that's I'm gonna kind of leave it at that with this Fed now stuff. Um, and if it is in fact crypto, then they're operating without laws. That's illegal. And of course, none of the other channels or the other lawyers will discuss any of that stuff. That's all just non-disclosure, can't talk about it stuff. Yes. Let's see what we got here. KG, thanks for your donation. Trying to get blessed more. I like that. Well, you're supporting me, so that's giving back. So that's exactly what you're doing. King 77L King, member for 8 months. Your show numbers will go up after it's already too late to buy. I guarantee you the suppression will stop once it's too late. That's how America is. And that's pretty sad, but that's true. It's like the more real I get, they start hammering on the channel. That's why I only got like 390 here because the last 2 weeks I was fucking killing it, coming up with amazing stuff, right? I showed you the origins of crypto and who was right there with them and all these things. I noticed I was having 900 people consistently on some good shows and then just boom. About a week ago, the hammer just dropped. After that first week of just pinging it, ping, ping, ping. And the second week, just my viewership got cut in half. And I'm like, what? That's because they know that this channel's powerful. All right. Behind the first rounds of tequila. You know if there are laws in Australia for crypto? Yes, there are laws in Australia for crypto. And it's a good thing you said that because I have an article here. I don't know where I put it. You're going to love the article. That'll be like the last one I showed for today. By Jove, don't tell me it's not here. Oh, here we go. Got it. I mean, I got like a ton of little things across my screen. Here we go. So we're talking about Australia. Okay. You're going to love this one. Ex Ripple executive to lead the Australia's CBDC project. Yes. Probably about 6, 7 months ago, there's a guy named Dilip Rao, and he used to be a Ripple top executive. He worked in Australia area, the APAC region for like 10, 15 years for Ripple. Well, 10 years, something, right? The Reserve Bank of Australia. So there is the Federal Reserve of Australia, right? Released a white paper and it was titled Australian CBDC Pilot. Guess what? Who's ahead of that project? Dilip Rao, Ripple executive. And in that project, of course, you got to have laws and rules and operate within the government and stuff. So Dilip Rao is helping Australia's crypto laws and regulations. That's who's running it. So to answer your question, yes, Australia they're working on their regs and stuff. You got Ripple helping them do that pretty much. Okay. I think that'll be it. Yes. Uh, I'm gonna make me an old fashioned. Like last night, I made one old fashioned with the torch thing and You saw the video on that when I torched the wood and add in the syrupy stuff and the little cherry and stuff. Oh man, that was like absolute best. And then it has like a smoky kind of flavor. There's like apple, cinnamon. I mean, it's not gonna smell like apple, but it has like a light apple smell of the smoke. Like it's fun. It's very fun. Lighting that thing and the torch coming out. Fucking love it. But it is time for a drink. My day's done. I've been up at 6. Here it is, 8 at night. It's 14 hours later. And it's a damn shame because I haven't had any alcohol yet today. Fucking sucks. So I'm going to have to change that. I'm going to look for some news articles while I'm at it. And I wish all of you a good morning, afternoon, evening where you're at. Let's just hang in there. Keep watching the channel, this one here, for real fundamental news. Watch my channel because I'm going to show you how the trends and how this all is globally happening right now. It's all getting set up. And I didn't get to go over the article today. I'll have to do it for tomorrow. But England just finished all their crypto testing. You understand that? Like, that's fucking massive. But this show will never end. I could talk about news for another hour. So I'm fucking tired. I've been up, worked out twice today. I'm fucking drained. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to do my show tomorrow, but I'll let you know. Yeah, that'll be it. See you then.